I'm here to discuss something cool. We will get into the next Mortal Kombat Legends here pretty soon, but for now, we're going to be talking about something else. So, let's think hypothetically for a moment. You're at home, 6 years old, you're watching SpongeBob, or whatever cartoon you enjoy the most. Suddenly, the TV glitches like hell, and it's no longer the program you were watching. It's an anomaly to behold. Footage of unknown sorts, which leaves you with an uneasy feeling. That is exactly what we will be looking into today for our first episode of my new series, Traumolgia, where we will be looking into various anomalies from YouTube and elsewhere. And with that out of the way, let's have a look at some of these signal hijacks. The first of these signal intrusions we will be looking at is the Montana Zombie Alert from 2013. In 2013, hackers broke into an emergency alert system and broadcast this message all throughout the Montana television network.
Experience stability. You can TV, storm tracker weather, Montana's most accurate. You flip, but they flop. You flip, but they flop. Hi, Mark Hill here for the perfect...
Civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. Follow the messages on screen that will be updated as information becomes available. Do not attempt to approach or apprehend these bodies as they are considered extremely dangerous. I repeat, civil authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living.
For obvious reasons, the message scared the shit out of Montana residents everywhere. Imagine being really young and seeing this while you're watching SpongeBob or something. An investigation was put forward, and while they did catch the hacker, his name was never revealed to the public. I couldn't find anything anyway. The intrusion was a result of poor security, allowing the hacker to break into the emergency alert system. The audio is supposedly sourced from a song by the band Anthrax, Fight Till You Can't, but it is clearly not the same audio. The song was released in 2011, 2 years before this hijack occurred. While I find the hijack particularly hilarious, a lot of people were truly horrified. On September 6, 1987, a broadcast of Three Sisters on the Playboy channel, and I'm not even going to ask what that's about. The broadcast was hacked, and the showing was interrupted with a text-only message which read, "Thus saith the Lord thy God, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Repent, the kingdom of heaven is at hand." The Bible verses are Exodus 28 and Matthew 4:17. The intruder was a man named Thomas Haney, who was an employee of the Christian Broadcast Network. His motive is unclear, assuming he was attempting to preach the name of the Lord to those, well, dishing one out to Three Sisters. He was the first person to be convicted with a felony for satellite hacking, following another event, which we will cover next. Haney was sentenced to 3 years of probation, 150 community service hours, and a $1,000 fine. On April 27th, 1986, a showing of the film The Falcon and the Snowman, which was being broadcast on HBO's Galaxy One, was interrupted. The message which was broadcast for 4.5 minutes, was a protest against HBO's service rates for satellite dish owners, which the hijacker considered too expensive. The message reads, "Good evening, HBO, from Captain Midnight. $12.95 a month? No way! Showtime/Movie Channel, beware." The hijacker was an electrical engineer and business owner named John McDougal. At the time, McDougal was working as an operations engineer at the Central Florida Teleport Uplink Station in Ocala, Florida, and vied with a technician at HBO's communication center in New York for control of transmission. The technician attempted to increase uplink power, but gave up because of risk of damaging the satellite. McDougal eventually abandoned his control of the satellite. John was caught red-handed, bragging to a friend about what he did over the phone. He was reported and prosecuted. He received a $5,000 fine and was put on unsupervised probation for 1 year, and had his amateur radio license suspended for 1 year as well. The visuals on screen are far too hilarious for me to consider scary. Of course, given proper context.
Hello, Slime here. I'm just reminding you to hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you.
This one, I am not sure if it really happened or if it is a mock-up, as I can't really find anything about it online. The description of this video states that in December 1989, a Los Angeles television station was hacked. A broadcast of the gavel passing of Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush was interrupted by a man wearing a cowl which appears to be made out of tinfoil. He goes on about God knows what for roughly 20 to 30 seconds before we return to the gavel passing. The man's voice is disguised the same way as another hijack we'll get to later, but you probably already know what it is.
American sheeple, I am here to convey to you a message of mine. Open your eyes. The secret police have come to the CIA through Ronald Reagan's administration, the WFP, Florida.
Hey, come on, help us.
Did you just say my name?
Anyways, this one is not scary in the slightest. It's fucking hilarious. The guy didn't prepare a speech and has to read his lines off a notebook in his hand. His mask is goofy looking, and it looks like what you'd get if you looked up Space Ghost mask on Wish. As he's going on about the secret police, the lights in the background fall down and it seems to get his attention. As the video ends, his voice can still be heard going on about God knows what. I do not know if this one is real, but I wanted to include it nonetheless.
Ronald Reagan put microphones in everyone's microwave.
Time to get back on track with some hijacks that are actually frightening. In 2011, a Brazilian TV series, Bridezillas, was interrupted with this strange video of a man of shadow submerged in complete darkness, with a smile drawn on his face with a marker. While there is a slightly humorous vibe to it, Shadow Man is actually pretty scary. Probably scared the shit out of some ladies in Brazil who just happened to be watching reality TV. According to sources, the TV network caught another station's signal temporarily, causing it to glitch out. But that doesn't explain the scary Shadow Man. The legitimacy is a mysterious anomaly. I don't have much to say about this one, unfortunately, as it's one of the better ones. But all I can say is, if I saw that while I was just casually watching TV, I'd probably shit my pants. This one has been proven to be fake upon further investigation. The claim states as follows. On August 29th, 1968, all the televisions in America were shut down. There was a murmuring on the TV that some believe was the devil's voice. The televisions were off for about 25 seconds. No one knows what the issue was, and no one knows what the sound was from the TVs. Now, this incident is subject of urban legend. In this video I found, it sounds more like a deep rumble rather than someone talking, and it is very ominous, but it's clearly not Satan. Just a scary rumbling sound, and that seems to be all there is to it. And with that being said, let's get into the big badass motherfucker of all television hijacks.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I.
At last, we've reached the big one. In November 1987, two television stations, WGN and WTTW, were hacked. First, the Chicago news was interrupted and went black for about 10 seconds. Then, as you saw earlier, a man in a brown suit coat wearing a rubber Max Headroom mask appears on screen dancing around, with distorted noises accompanying him. While that was odd to say in the least, the next incident following is a much bigger deal. An episode of Doctor Who, Horror Fang Rock, was interrupted around 11 p.m. by the same man in the mask. The hijacker makes tons of pop culture references. He holds up a can of Pepsi and says, "Catch the wave," despite that being a slogan for Coca-Cola and not Pepsi, which was brought to you by the real Max Headroom in the 1980s. He also was heard humming the tune to Clutch Cargo. As the broadcast comes to a close, we see Max bend over and get his ass smacked with a fly swatter. Then it ends and returns to normal programming. The thing that stands out about the Max Headroom incident is how much there is surrounding it. The hijackers, 3 of which were involved, haven't been caught yet, and this was 35 years ago. My mom would have been 22 years old at the time. There have been a few theories as to who it is, but still nothing. Some have theorized that the person behind the incident was a YouTuber named Shay St. John, but that was never proven before the person died. The Max Headroom incident remains a wondrous anomaly to behold.
And that's the end. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you again next time.
Ta 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 ta.